Thank you so much for checking out this video. This is my second video in the series about making abstract art. I also call it Basics of Art Therapy because I think that abstract art and art therapy are very interlaced things. In both things, you want to experience your own feelings and you want to express yourself and you want to create something. And both abstract art and art therapy are very much focused on the process rather than the result. So hang on, and I hope you will enjoy this one. Let's start with checking out which materials we're gonna use today. I was thinking that maybe at this point of time, you don't really have a whole variety of materials at home. So I'm proposing you start with something very, very basic that most of people have at home. Like a ball pen, a blue ball pen, normal pencil. And I also have this marker. I have a Posca marker, but you can take like any marker. Or maybe you have colored pencil, or maybe you have some kind of highlighter, or maybe you have something else. You can take anything you want, anything you have at home. But it's good to have 3 different things because we're gonna work today with 3 different feelings, 3 different experiences. So, another thing that you might need, I'm pretty sure you will need that, unless you're working in digital, is paper. And you can take like normal paper, what it's called, notebook. It will be better if it doesn't have any lines, but if you don't have anything, then it's fine. This also will work. You can also take just some piece of paper you have at home, like some kind of receipt. For example, you can use that. Just important to start somewhere, you know. You don't need all the perfect stuff. You can also do this in digital if you have iPad or you have some kind of tablet to draw on your computer. That also works great. So let's start drawing. We will find 3 forms that we're going to work with today. And we will work with a sound, with a taste, and with a smell. We're focusing on our negative feelings and negative experiences. I was talking about positive feelings and experiences in previous videos, so you can check that out too. But today we're gonna focus on our negative feelings and negative experiences because it's very important to connect with them too. So let's think first of some sound that you dislike. Let me think. When I think about sound which I dislike, number 1 that comes into my mind is when my husband is snoring at night. I'm sorry, honey. I'm thinking now, I have these 3 pens. Which one of them passes the best with that experience? And I think that it's this pencil. Yeah, it's like this dry sound. And it passes with this pencil well. I'm gonna use that one. Then I'm going to think about some shape, which passes well with that experience. And I would like to remind you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about shapes. Shapes can be classical shapes like circles, triangles, squares, the blobs. Or what about blobs with more corners or straight lines? Or maybe a heart, for example, is also a shape. Or reverse heart. Or what about a sun? That's also a shape. But we shouldn't forget about, for example, lines. Lines can be vertical, they can be horizontal, they can crosshatch, they can also be wavy, or more like this, a zigzaggy line. Or what if they crosshatch? Also, there are dots. Dots can be, you know, just normal dots. Or what about dots inside of some other shapes? You know, shapes can be anything, and I really want you to feel for yourself and experience what's your shape. Now let's go back to the sound of my husband snoring. I chose to use normal pencil for it, a normal thin pencil. You can see me using it here. And when I close my eyes and I remember how my husband is snoring, I kind of experience it as this zigzag line. Now we will think about some taste that we really dislike. Let me think, which taste I really dislike. I really dislike the taste of spirulina. If you know what it is, you know, this algae. sigillin powder, and it's very good for your health, and my husband makes me eat it sometimes, and it's very good for my health, so I do it. But I'm not a big fan of the taste of it, or like, yeah, anything about it. So out of those pens that I have left here, which one of them passes the best for spirulina taste? I think it's this one. Yeah, but it's just the color of it is like not so sharp, but it's just there. Somehow I really associate it with spirulina more than I associate this one to spirulina. Now I want to establish a shape for the taste of spirulina. And here is some information about spirulina, what it is. If you don't know, it's this green powder and it's a dietary supplement. It's blue-green algae. So yeah, I chose to use the purple marker for this shape. And here I'm setting up my pan for that thickness and that color. Now, when I close my eyes and I remember the taste of spirulina, I remember it as this kind of blob with many layers in it. Kind of looks like this. Now, we have sound and we have taste. Let's think about some smell. Some smell that you really dislike. When I think about some smell that I really dislike, I need to close my eyes and I need to... Okay, I know what I really dislike, which smell I really dislike. You know when you have your laundry in your washing machine and you like don't take it out at the right time and it's just been there lying around for a few hours and it kind of gets like this very settled smell, but it's like very weird and unfresh. I don't like that smell, and I will use this pen for that smell. Actually, I think it passes very well the blue color of it and the thickness of it. So now I will establish the shape for the smell of this unfresh laundry. I'm not going to write the whole thing here because I don't get the space. I tried. And when I think about it, I close my eyes, I imagine this kind of like misshaped water drops, just like falling. So now we will take the paper. We'll take our paper, and I'm going to do all of this in digital because it's so much easier for me to record it and to show it for you. You can do this on your paper, or you can do it in digital also, it's up to you. Just imagine that I'm kind of doing it on paper instead. Now I am going to open my paper and we will do two different varieties of this drawing. In one of them, we will separate our sound, taste, and smell into three different areas, so they're not gonna bind to each other. And in another one, we will make a salad of everything together, where we just mix everything together in one piece of paper. So let's start with the one where we separate stuff. Take your paper number 1 and divide it in 3 parts. I divide it like this, very simple. You can divide it some other way. So the top part here is my most unliked part, my most unliked sense. I ask myself, what of those 3 experiences I dislike the most? And the taste of spirulina in my mouth is definitely the worst out of those 3 experiences. So I fill up the top part with that experience. Now I'm going to ask myself, what's the number 2 negative experience here? And I think it's when my husband is snoring at night and I'm trying to fall asleep. So I fill up the area number 2 with the sound of my husband snoring. And the last area left is for the smell of this unfresh laundry. So I fill up that whole area with the shape that I determined is gonna represent the smell of unfresh laundry, which has been lying there in the laundry machine for a bit too long. So yeah, this is my drawing number 1, my paper number 1. And we are continuing to paper number 2. Here we're not going to divide the paper into different areas. Instead, we are going to just have a mix of everything together. And we will start with vice versa. We will start with the thing that you dislike the least. So for me, it's the smell of the laundry. I draw that shape right in the center of the paper just once. And I go next to the shape of my husband snoring, which I dislike a little bit more. And that shape I draw twice on my paper. And then I continue to the shape that I dislike the most, or the shape representing the sense that I dislike the most, which is the taste of spirulina. And I take that shape and I replicate it all over the rest of the paper to take as much space as possible, so it covers every spot left on the paper. Here is my final result of the paper number 2. And it will be very fun to see your results. So if you want to share them, feel free to send me a message here on YouTube or connect with me on Instagram. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be very, very happy, and it will make me inspired to make more videos like this. Check out also my previous video where I'm going through the positive experiences in the same manner. Yeah, I hope this was fun, and let's see each other next time. Have a good day. Bye bye.